is light at the end of the tunnel, I think now. We still have some difficult years ahead of us, but the projections before you now for fiscal year 12-13 and beyond are about $300 million gap.
For letting us speak.
Good morning.
Morning. This is an important day in the history of LA. I love the idea that there's light at the end of the tunnel. We just don't have a clue as to how long that tunnel is. It is a certainty it is a very, very long tunnel. And it's time to fix the budget. It's time to bring everybody to the table. You have a room full of city workers, mostly engineers, who are fed up. You have people from urban progressives, from the Martin Luther King Coalition, from neighborhood councils. I mean, you're really bringing the city together, and you have the power and the positions to engage in the kind of public conversation that will revive the city, that will bring it a new spirit, and will move us forward, as well as solving the budget problems through genuine sharing of what the burden done for 3 years is a catastrophe in the making, and in your heart of hearts you have to know that the bills are going to come.
Good morning. My name's Karen Koga. I've been a city employee since 1993. The people here today are here because they can't take any more. There are people doing 2 and 3 jobs. The ERIP is taking people. People have retired. We haven't been able to hire. Our best and brightest, our youngest people are leaving.
On behalf of the Martin Luther King Coalition for Jobs, Justice, and Peace, and in one respect, I'm not really addressing my remarks to the council. I'm addressing my remarks to those who are watching this at home. It is time for us as the citizens to mobilize to ensure that the basic needs of our communities, our families, our neighbors, and ourselves are being protected by the governments that we elect, whether they are local, state, or national. These budget cuts discussions that are going on here locally are also going at the state level and nationally, and are going to constitute a tsunami of destruction of basic services for our communities unless the citizenry begins to organize to do something about it. Recently, Measure L on the ballot here in Los Angeles saved our libraries and is restoring many of the services that were cut due to budget cuts. We believe that it's necessary to do likewise on many other essential services. We hope to work with those of you who are sitting in elected offices to resolve a number of these problems, but essentially, those of you at home, this is really on us to begin to resolve these problems, and we have to begin to organize our communities to defend education, to defend sanitary services, fire services, health services, the public parks, and many other basic necessities. We have to begin to mobilize ourselves to solve this problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
I remind the council that we will not let them return us to 1925 and the reign of Mayor Shaw. The city demands maximum flexibility to lay us off and contract out. This is a bold attempt to gut the civil service hiring and promotion system and replace it with a system of patronage that civil service rules were created to abolish. Chris
I had a speech here all prepared to give, but after Mr. Parks gave his presentation and the CAO talked about a few things, I couldn't help but change that presentation. I have to take issue with the Budget and Finance Committee and what it's done over the past 3 or 4 years. Clearly, there is one thing the CAO says is true. We cannot go on doing business like we've been doing for the past 4 years. As Mr. Kay said, for the past 3 years, we've been letting the city crumble apart by all our actions and inactions. We don't know what credit worthiness is.
To work with you. We've been there 18 months bargaining. Now you're threatening us with the whole layoff thing? Give me a break. We're not going away. Is there anybody here from MOU 8 or 17?
Yeah!
Nobody knows your city better than we do. I promise you that. If this fight gets ugly, it's going to get very ugly. We do not want that. We want to work with you. We've been trying to work with you.
That reflects something that even the most cynical observer cannot deny, that this city has taken tremendous steps, not ones that we'll have to pay for in the future. We're not headed towards catastrophe. I think we're actually been showing good management in this city in a way that no other big city I've seen in the United States has been able to do. By 4,000 people moving off of the rolls in Los Angeles. Was that something we all wanted to do? No, but it was a responsible thing to do. 2, pension reform. 3, healthcare reform. Those were the 3 drivers that we looked at, and that this city has done. The coalition agreement that we had, that most units have ratified, essentially moves us from 6 to 11% to preserve benefits and preserve healthcare. I don't know another city that's doubled that in this time period. I don't know another city that has been able to eliminate so many positions, mostly without layoffs. Those have been tough, negotiated things. It's easy for headlines to be able to yell at one of our workers for having been a central part of doing that. But I'm also proud of this council because we never sugar-coated it. We said, this is the number, we have to solve it together. Look, it would be easy to take out a credit card. Look, it would be easy to kick the can. That's what we inherited from mayors and council members in the past, where people made agreements that were simply not sustainable. And much of what we've done, for instance, the pension reform that we had partnerships with our sworn, is something that will not pay off in the short term. It will pay off in the medium term. We will actually make the investment for the next crop of council members and the next mayors that come in a way that we did not. He said we're going to have to borrow our way out of this. There's not one-term fixes. There's no parking lots in there. There's not a lot of stuff that would have put us in a position of next year saying, what are we going to do? But the second thing is public safety. Let us hopefully today dispense with a couple things. One, we should not be furloughing police officers as a way of balancing the budget at the same time that we're hiring them. That just doesn't make sense. We need those basic services and protections, and we will introduce something to make sure that that is not the place. We are at the negotiating table with our partners and firefighters and police officers. They have said they understand, and they have proven that they understand, and they will be able to make sacrifices to share the burden. But the way that we do that is at the bargaining table. The way that we do that is by putting that in the budget the same way to restore the services that we need. And I also think we should not be permanently deleting firefighter positions from our neighborhood stations. That is the wrong way forward. And so if we can do something that moves us into reducing what we have all disliked, which is 22 this year, some have said up to 36, but even if folks don't believe that, which I've heard from some voices, 22 is too high. We need to get down lower, and I think that we've been able to, if we take UFLAC at their word, as we are doing with PPL, and we should treat them with the same respect, that there will be something at the table. We budget in what we expect is going to be there at the table, and we restore right away some more positions now. So if we take that 18 down, and we will introduce motions to do that to maybe 16 or 15, and we stick with our word, which is if there are new revenues that come in, we continue to take that down even further. We will have restored not only positions for our firefighters, but also for our communities. And our communities deserve that response. That is our job number one. Make sure that cops are walking the beat, to make sure their 911 calls are answered, and those basic services, because we cannot forget the civilians. The tree trimming that was not there, the alleyways which will destroy the foundation of homes and buildings, that those things are put into, in these difficult times, sustain a sustainable budget for this city. So thank you to the folks who have stepped up to protect public safety, but also who have stepped up to protect our neighborhoods. This budget does that. This should be an easier budget by about tenfold this year than last year. And that's because of the structural work that we have done here. We've made the tough decisions, we've made the cuts, we've prioritized. The tunnel isn't that far away. The tunnel right now that we are in, we are beginning to see daylight come to us now. And that is not because we have done it on aspirational budgeting. We have done it on real budgeting. So thank you to our unions who have made those concessions and understanding that. Thank you to our people out there who have understood that all services can't be provided. And for this council on focusing what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing, and how to downsize government at a time that we can't afford to do everything that we used to. That is the path to prosperity, and that is the path to a strong city. So with that.